Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hey, what's it? Check line 54, line 54.
Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Singletary, and he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Allen now looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Throws right side, and that's complete. A 3rd down gain of 19.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Allen going to throw. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down.
Check, 154, 154. 65, 65, 65.
A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd and long. Allen. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll run on 1st down. Singletary. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Allen. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coach was always saying, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he gets this up just shy of the 15. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. 1st down, Brissett. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. A 1st down run by Barkley, unsuccessful, as he won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Check 59, Mike.
From the gun, here's Brissett. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 29-yard line.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive.
Check, 59.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So that drive began at their own 3. They wind up getting 3 out of it.
And to me, the mentality to begin the drive, that was probably the key to everything. Let's just make sure we take care of the football, give ourselves some room, and maybe punt it away. Instead, it started at the 3, and it ended with 3 points.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Check curls. Mike 42. Man, half 85. Check safety. Watch that.
Allen. Now that'll be caught by Cup. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Switch.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They'll run with Barkley. And only able to muster a couple, down to about the 27. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
This thing is a loss. We taking wins home.
On 3rd down, Brissett. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
He's coming. We got double up.
Out of the gun, Brissett. It's caught, Smith. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So even with the pass. Pass interference. It's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Here we go. This is Pittsburgh. 15. Check my 15. Look. 3. Watch the slant.
Brissett. This is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Herb Smith Jr., his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
1st down, Buffalo.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. 4 down, check.
On 1st down, they stick with Singletary. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Eight yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Hey, watch it. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Allen. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw, it's Allen. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the 4th quarter, but 2nd quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
Hey, 180! Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54 Mike.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
25. Check 25. Check 25. He's coming.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Brissett. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Set. Hey, it's coming. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
On play action, Brissett. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Now Brissett. And the pressure gets to him again. Eli Harold in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eli Harold. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They run here with Singletary. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Here's Allen to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Alert, alert, alert!
Now Allen to throw. Operating from the gun. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. This is Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Again, it's Barkley. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
This is a draw play. Allen gives to Singletary. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll run here with Singletary. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Operating from the gun, Allen. Ebron caught left side. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. And here's Allen. From the gun, he'll throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Got it. 50's the mark. Right here, right here. Watch tight end. Even. Zoom. Even. Max 50, Max 50, Max 50. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
Brissett now. And that is incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
It's 3rd and 7.
On the double. Mike's 59. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play that tight deep. Double check.
Brissett. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
All day, defense, all day. All day. Wide.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Off the play fake, here's Brissett. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
On second down, Barkley. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They'll go to Barkley again. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up fourth down.
Jason Myers on for the field goal. A 47-yard.
And Myers winds up yanking it. This is no good. Wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check, 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 check. Switch, switch, switch. Gun.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away.
Yeah, I think here's the...
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now a run with Singletary. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Brissett sets to throw it. Complete. Smith has it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing. Brissett. Going deep for Diggs. And that's caught inside the 35. second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. It seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Throwing now is Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
Back. Watch the safety creep.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And this is caught by Watkins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
So don't say nothing. Alert. Go.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Allen going to throw again. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Allen now to throw again. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
3rd and
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. To the right side to Eric Ebron. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
The speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Allen going to go on 4th down. Ebron's got it. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get them in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off with great anticipation. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Barkley. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Here's Brissett. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. The 3rd down run gets them nothing. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. White now to return. A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Solomon Thomas picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 13-yard line.
Ready? Check. 59, 59. Come on.
And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go.
A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. And they cannot do anything to stop the clock defensively. 3 straight wins to start the campaign now.
And this is where a team, privately, within the confines of their own room, their meeting rooms, the locker room, they start to think to themselves, we're pretty good. We should be a playoff team.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Vikings, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it.